Hi, I'm Miles Branman. This is the 2014 Jaguar XFR-S, and you're watching FLDetours. Fear the beast, ladies and gentlemen.
Typical for Ford to go ahead and escape here.
Torque for days on this thing.
And this car's turbo. There it is. Just kicked in.
It goes.
I see you.
Let's get the quick and dirty facts out of the way, shall we? We've got a 550 horsepower, 5-liter supercharged V8 up front, sending power through a ZF 8-speed quick shift transmission in the middle, and then through the rear wheel drive. Now wrapped around those rear tires are Pirelli P0 295 tires. So that's a lot of rubber on the ground, but to be honest, it's just warm weather tires. Here, during the winter months or getting into the cold weather, it gets a little sketchy. So how does that translate into your driving experience? Here in the interior, there's a very traditional Jaguar interior as of the last couple of years. It's nice, everything is clean, well laid out. All your soft touch materials are there. I mean, there's an Alcantara heading here. You just want to touch stuff in this car. It's really fun. Another neat feature about this car is the carbon fiber elements to it. So on the exterior, you've got a front splitter and rear spoiler, both being very expensive, so you don't want to break those. And then you've also got a carbon fiber engine cover, which is sort of a fun party favor if you want to show off to your friends. That theme continues on the interior with these carbon fiber weaved armrests and also these seat inlets. And it's just sort of ways to make the car feel unique and special. In terms of the technology, it feels a little dated. The buttons, I don't think there are enough redundancies, to be honest. Like, there are few buttons and it keeps things clean, but you know, I think BMW has it right in terms of having like volume knobs and having you know, all the main functions you're going to need right here. Jaguar has kept it really slender, and that means that some of the functionality you're going to have through the infotainment setup, which would be fine, except that things are really slow and laggy. So I think that needs to be updated a bit. So let's talk about things you're actually going to care about in this car. Performance. You can leave it in drive and you can access 99% of the performance pretty much any time. And that's really going to help the buyer of this car. You know, they're not making many of these, but when they do sell them to people, they're going to sell them to business guys who just want to cruise around town, have the comforts they want in a luxury vehicle, but also be able to just smoke people at lights. This car can do that, but you can do that in drive. So if I was to switch this into sport mode, for instance, and then press the racing mode, you gotta hold it down for a sec once you're in it. I mean, it goes really fast, but the illusion of speed is sort of kept away from you for most effects, and that's because it's quiet in here. It's really, really quiet, and that means that Jaguar has spent time refining this car. It's not something that's just gonna be blaring loud all the time. In terms of side-to-side movement and lateral movement, it's pretty tight, which is nice, but the suspension isn't jarring. It's not trying to kill you, which is why this drives like something that anyone could use on a daily basis. You're not driving you know, a super sports car with suspension that is just rocky as rails. And this transmission really deserves to be praised. This quick shift system is a total departure from anything else I've tested in terms of like semi-automatic capabilities. You can cruise and it's just gonna work in the background like a normal automatic, but man, if you switch it over and you wanna control exactly how you're driving, it has no problem doing that. It really lets you take control. And when you put it in sport mode, it doesn't even let you access the 7th and 8th gear. It kind of closes them off. So you're working for the first 6 to use all the power that's available there. So it's really an intuitive system, and still affords control to the driver exactly when you want it. It's really fantastic. The more time I've spent with this car, one metaphor keeps popping up in my head, and it's like stuffing Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson in a suit. Yes, you can, you know, pretty him up a bit. You put him in a suit and teach him manners, and you set him off at a dinner party, he's gonna have conversation, he's gonna be cordial. But you know what? If he gets pissed off and he wants to fight you, he's gonna tear that suit off, and he's gonna kick your ass. That's what this car is. It's a dual personality. They've taught it manners, they've refined it, they've really put a lot of thought and effort into the quality of the vehicle. But they also shoved a 5-liter supercharged V8 in the front of this car. And that just destroys pretty much anything else on the road. Now granted, in the winter, if you mash your foot on the throttle, you're gonna go sideways whether you're in sport mode, normal, comfort, doesn't matter. So you gotta be careful, you gotta respect it. So as you've gathered by now, I really like this car, but it's not perfect. There are a few things that I really think should be improved. One of them is sort of the general technology of the car. As I mentioned, the infotainment thing feels a little slow, a little sluggish, but I also think there should be some cool tech built into the car at a $100,000 price point, like heads-up display. I drove the new Corvette C7, and that car at a $55,000 price point has a heads-up display, and it's a damn good one too. I think in a car that costs twice as much, you should put something like that in it. I mean, it really puts the important information for a guy who is driving it somewhat aggressively to have that right there in his eyesight. That would be great. The other thing, I think the wheels are a little, I don't want to say tunerish, but they look like something that you would upgrade to a less quality vehicle, let's put it that way. They're nice, they're big, but they don't look like they fit this car. Finally, and again, this is like me being picky here, but the steering wheel is the right size, it's the right thickness, but it's missing one small element, and that is like sport grips to the wheel. I had a 2007 GTI, and it had sport grips to the wheel, and that became the most fantastic steering wheel in the world to me, just because it had a nice place for your hands to slot into at 9 and 3. Just put that in there. It's like a $3 thing that you just build into the wheel. That would be great. So to the takeaways. This really is an excellent car. Jaguar has done a lot of great things with this vehicle. It's refined, it's aggressive, it is unique. I mean, just in the time that I've had this car, I've had 10 different people come up and say, what is that? It's such a nice car. It's because it looks the business, but it's also sort of a mystery to people. They can see that it's not your average vehicle. They can see it's not just your average mid-size sedan. As soon as I tell them it's got 550 horsepower, they understand. But it has that dual quality, that dual characteristic that makes this a really special car. This is everything you could ever want in a sports sedan. And I want it. I'm not gonna give it back, actually. Hand that to me. Thank you. Thanks.
No problem. Nice car.
Thanks.
Ow, we're living in the fast lane, baby.